What is going on? You are listening to episode 229 of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh, player 2, Hate Zero. What's up, dude?
What's going on? What is up, NPC? It is your boy, Hate Zero, your hero.
He didn't say fam.
There, whatever.
He didn't say fam.
You know what? We're changing up because Crawler's going to disappoint me anyway, so bring it on.
He's got a week to practice. Player 3, Nightcrawler, what's up?
How's it going? And I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
How's it going is more words, right?
It's Crawler coming at you.
There we go. Okay.
It's Crawler coming at you.
I like it. I like it. It's got flair. It's got, all the pieces of flair we're looking for. We're good.
Do I have enough pieces of flair?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're doing the minimum,
the minimum.
29 pieces.
Did you just change your name from like Crawler without an E to Crawler without an E or an R and just an A now? Crawler?
Crawler?
Crawler.
He's Nightcrawler.
I am wearing my X-Men shirt today, but Crawler's not on here. So.
Oh, sad. Nightcrawler the baller. That's what chat's saying right now.
That's good.
Oh my gosh. I don't even have the show notes in front of me. Guys, the music you just heard is from On Being Human. You can check them out on Spotify and YouTube. This is an unofficial Nintendo podcast. You can probably tell due to the lack of professional content coming at you right now. Way too much laughing. Stop having fun. I'm sure I'll get a complaint. It's okay. It's all right. Just laugh with us. Laugh with us. Okay? Yeah, the tongue... Oh, gosh. Whew. Okay, so you want to get yourself a free book from Audible. That's right, we do those things here, these ads. audibletrial.com/NPC. Get something awesome like Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. Super good. Chair I'm sitting in from OPSeat. N64josh.com/OPSeat. Automatically saves you $10 at checkout.
The new ones look good. I need to go check those out.
Yeah, the new ones look sweet. They look sweet. And that's it. That's enough. That's enough ads. We got to get.
We got lots to talk about.
It's 2 minutes and 32 seconds, and I don't know that we've given them any real content yet. So here we go. Navi, help us.
Hey, listen.
Hey, okay. I do have one very, very important announcement. I want you guys to put this on your calendar. Okay, on Sunday, the 11th, starting at, I'm going to say 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to be doing a charity stream to raise money for that family that I talked about a few weeks ago. Okay, I've been on vacation. The GoFundMe is set up right now, n64josh.com/GoFundMe. We've already raised a decent amount of cash for them, but they're still hurting. So if you want to help out, you can go to that link, n64josh.com/GoFundMe. Look, every little dollar helps. If you can just share it, you can share it on your Facebook page, whatever. Like, I want to see the gaming community come around this family and just show them some love. Okay, Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to be streaming for a while. We're going to be doing some giveaways. It's going to be just a good time. It's going to be a good time. Probably, I don't even know what we're going to play. It just kind of depends. It's going to kind of be like, I'll probably play my guitar a little bit. Probably, we'll obviously play some games, maybe do some Mario Maker stuff, maybe Smash, just kind of really mix it up, just kind of see how it goes. Maybe you guys get to pick the games. Maybe we'll do some like, hey, if you donate this amount, you pick the game I play, right? As long as I don't have to open it. Oh boy, the troll. I can already see everybody's like, $10 for the troll and I? No. So 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, twitch.tv/N64Josh. Come hang out. Let's help raise some money for this family. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being a part of it. And that's it for announcement. Nope, it's not it. I have one other thing. Last week I went on vacation, and I decided in those 7 days I would write 5 songs and record 5 songs. And so I made a little EP that you can find on my SoundCloud. If you go to Until Today, that's the name of my music project, Until Today. It's that way everywhere. Until Today Band on Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. But if you want to listen to 5 songs that talk about the 5 stages of depression that I dealt with, that's the place to go check it out, is on my SoundCloud. There's 5 songs. It's me and the acoustic guitar, and that's it. I had an iPad and 3 different microphones and my acoustic guitar, and I just went to town. And yeah, it was fun to challenge myself that way. 5 songs in 7 days, like that was it got down to the wire. A few of them feel a little
and
rushed.
walking 70 miles.
And yeah, I walked about 70 miles while I was gone, trying to get myself in shape. So super good time. I feel I'm glad to be back. I did not play. I didn't play my Switch until yesterday. Probably close to 2 weeks of not gaming at all. The only time I played
yesterday, it said 12 days missing online for you.
Yeah, yeah. I never
Yeah.
even. I brought like a bunch of controllers and stuff to play the Switch. We never even turned the TV on. I opened my 3DS and played Animal Crossing because my daughters were like, "Hey, can we do Animal Crossing on the deck like we usually do?" That lasted 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and I spent 2 of those minutes trying to get my game cart to read in my 2DS because it doesn't like it for some reason. So, yeah, that's that. I wanted to play Fire Emblem, which we're going to talk about at length today, but GameStop says my special edition has shipped. It's not at my house. I don't have it yet.
They're slow on shipping.
I guess. And I don't know if I checked out as a guest, so unless I call them, I have no way of getting any kind of tracking info. So I've got to do that. So I bought it digitally today before my stream and started to download it. Well, everyone and their mother was downloading DC Universe at 24 gigs a pop, and
Stressing the servers out.
it was like 2. I don't even know. The Switch is off now, so I think it's done. Maybe. I don't even know for sure. So, yeah. Sorry. When we go to talk about Fire Emblem, I get to be a fly on the wall for that. But chat is saying 12 days is what I saw. Proud. I needed a break.
I was say, are you feeling refreshed and wanting to get back into it? Because I mean, last time we met, we were talking about burnout a little bit.
Yeah, like I feel much more ready to like create content again. Like I didn't even do I was going to try to do an episode last week. I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I need to just let my brain, and I focused on my music and my health, and it was a good time. It was a good time. It's what I needed. It's what I needed. And now when it comes to this show, like I kind of just want to like, we're going to focus a little more on like topics and conversation. We're going to hit on some of the new stuff, but like it's going to, the news, what I'm doing is daily on YouTube, and I may record those as little mini podcasts and just throw them out without doing like show notes or anything for them. And so we might do that so that we can focus more on just kind of topics and some of the major news stuff, because I think that'll just make for a little bit more interesting
Roundtables are fun.
Yeah,
for sure.
Versus just chat is also asking, did I sleep? Every night I went to bed and I slept till it seemed like no matter what time I went to bed, even if it was midnight, I was up at 5:30. I couldn't sleep past that. And I would just roll out of bed, put my shoes on, and go walk for a minimum of like 5 miles. That's what I did. I just, before everybody else was up, so I was home and drinking coffee with them by the time they all woke up. So I slept some. Fun fact, my weight actually went down, but I think through that week of healing, I actually built a little more muscle mass, so it was a good thing. It was good. So, yeah. Hey, let's I guess we jump on over to the news. Crawler, you want to hit a few of the points for us, and we'll
sure.
go from there. Here we go. Take it away.
Alrighty. So tomorrow, bright and early, we are going to find out some more about Sword and Shield from Pokemon. I think I know a lot of people I've been talking to, I think, are hopeful that it's going to be starter evolutions and maybe an evolution. And I don't know what else I don't know what else I want to know about the game, I guess. But hopefully we'll get some good stuff. It might be a short 10-minute thing, not even. I think they've been kind of shorter with what they've been showing us, but I think that'll be good. So we'll have some more to talk about next week, or Josh on his mini stuff on the vlog.
No minis.
Well, I mean, the vlog stuff.
Yeah.
So
gotcha.
check that there. But I'm depending on how big it is, I'm sure we'll talk about it next week a little bit. And then, like Josh mentioned before, DC Universe Online launched today. I didn't really know. I think you'd said you'd heard a little bit about it coming, but I went digging real quick just to make sure you guys had information here. You cannot bring old characters that you made on different versions. It is its own unique servers for just the Nintendo Online, so there is no crossplay. But it is free to play, kind of like just like Fortnite and some of those other games that have their own thing. So it's free to play, does not require the Nintendo Online service. So you can log in, do it. It's fun. I have it downloading right now. It is beefy. I think it's like 21, 24 gigs, something like that.
Yeah.
So
That's gonna stop. I'm gonna either have to delete stuff to get it or upgrade my memory. I've got a 128 and it's just not, I don't have enough space now. So
I have 400 and I keep putting stuff on there. I have Paladins and I have Warframe and I have stuff I don't play that's big that are these updates that I just need to stop. But they're there.
yeah.
Real quick, since we were gone last week, Switch Lite pre-orders are up. You can look and find those. I don't know how quickly they're going through.
I don't know.
But I know
got mine.
Best Buy and Target and Amazon and all those places have it. I think turquoise, from what I've seen, is the most popular one, but you never know.
So
and
where do you guys stand with this now? Because we were all kind of like, I don't know.
I saw the box and I kind of wanted to order it just for the box, but I've resisted. I don't know if I'll put one in just to have one and maybe cancel it, but I don't know.
That's what I did. I went with yellow. I was torn between turquoise and yellow. I kind of like the yellow. So I pre-ordered it. I'm still not 100% sure I'm going to keep it and not cancel it, or maybe give it away, or find a family member or something. I'm intrigued by it. I definitely like the idea of it. It seems to be pretty sturdy from the looks of it. I guess I want to see some reviews, see if they've upgraded the screen. That's kind of a huge piece for me. Obviously it's a different screen because it's smaller, so they had to have went with the new manufacturer, so we'll see.
Well, I'm curious because I was thinking real hard about getting my son the Wedge for Christmas this year, but for a little bit more for a sturdier Switch, and I have a much larger library of games that he can maybe grow into a little bit, to have, or even maybe I can convince my wife to try out Animal Crossing here, and she can try it out. But I don't know. I would almost rather. I'm not super sold on the Pokemon special edition, but if they come up with some different ones that maybe intrigue me, like
how are we
Zelda,
not getting a
one.
Link's Awakening special edition? Like, how's that not happening?
I don't know.
Why?
I have Two Hylian Shield 2DSs, and they're one of some of the coolest stuff that they've done. I think is that 2DS.
Josh, where do you sit with it?
I love it. I love that they're doing it. I thought I said that the last time we talked about it, but like, I'm all about it, right? Because it just makes, to me, it just makes perfect business sense. Like, why not get more Switches in people's hands, make it cheaper, make it more kid-proof. That's
right.
That's what all the assumptions are anyway. And so, honestly, even having the kickstand removed is more kid-proof, because that kickstand gets ripped off and lost. Like, you put that in the hands of a child, it's going to be gone. Like,
think of the Nerf cases that are going to come out for the Switch Lite.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The Otter boxes,
yeah, exactly.
I have regular DSs in Nerf cases still.
Yeah.
Like, just some that I've acquired over the years or whatever. Like, yeah. And so I'm all about this thing. I don't care that it doesn't hook up to the TV. That's not the point of it. This is a portable gaming system. Nintendo has been in the business of portable gaming systems since 1989. No, since 1980. One when the Game & Watch came out,
Game & Watch,
right?
yeah.
Like, so the Game Boy obviously 89, but this, it just makes sense, right?
Yeah,
and this is the year. I've said this before. This is the year of handheld gaming for Nintendo. Pokemon is handheld. Animal Crossing is mainly handheld. Luigi's Mansion has been handheld. Like, the Fire Emblem has been handheld. Like, it's kind of. We didn't see a lot of these games make their way to the Wii U. Some of them were on Wii, obviously. I realize that, but it just makes sense that they'd be like, hey, there's going to be people that are probably strictly 3DS gamers that are going to be making the plunge now because of the Lite, because they have no desire to play. Japan, it's probably going to just sell gangbusters because it's smaller. They can it's it's all about that portability.
Yeah,
and
a little more portable.
Well, and financials just came out a little while ago. I don't have the numbers sitting in front of me, but I think they're at 36 million units sold. That's just, it's gonna skyrocket. I mean, there are the collectors. We kind of are on the fringe of that, Josh, more so than I think. I'm dabbing my foot in there, but not as hardcore as I could be. But like the collectors are definitely going to pick them up, and then anybody that's been, I was holding out for a while. I jumped in when Mario Odyssey came out, but I wanted to get in with Breath of the Wild. But like, there's so many games, and for this to be the push with Pokemon coming and a handheld system, it's going to move a lot of people that have been holding out onto their 3DS with their nail in the coffin dead Kirby game that killed that system. So now they can finally let go and move on. So I think it'll only help improve. And I mean, I think the numbers for how fast they got to 36 million units sold is outpacing the PS2, I think, which is the best selling system of all time. So they're on the right path.
Yeah, and I'm kind of in the same boat. It's gonna be those collector's editions that are really going to tip the scale for me, right? Will I pull the trigger on an Animal Crossing Lite? For myself, probably not. But my wife already has a Switch. That's going to just become the living room Switch or whatever. Like, it's just, that's what's going to happen.
You're going to have to buy what, 3 Animal Crossing?
Depending on how, if my daughters are into it, there's a good chance. I mean, they play it right now. I just don't know if they're going to continue on it. I have to find out, but I assume so. The thing is, even my wife now is like, I'd rather the new Animal Crossing was on my 3DS, or that the Switch Lite was like a clamshell that I could easily just throw it in my purse or throw it somewhere without it, probably have to invest in a couple different cases, things like that. It's just she just really likes the convenience of handheld gaming. I mean, and she's been that way since the original DS. Like when we bought, I mean, I'm talking the original DS, right? Like she had like a sky blue one that came with Nintendogs, I think. And so she's just always, because it doesn't take up the TV, right? It doesn't she can just play it whenever she wants without having to, try to fight for the television.
I foresee somebody somebody on the internet coming up with something to 3D print to clamp on to the top to clamshell it, or Hori or one of those companies coming up with a hard plastic. Maybe it doesn't cover up the joysticks and the buttons, but enough to protect your screen. That somebody's going to come up with something, because that they are going to cater to that DS audience that is used to that kind of protection.
There's a good chance too, like Satisfy Grip Company, they're going to put out a sweet grip for that thing, and then they sell it with a case that everything fits in it with the grip on it. And again, it's a little bigger, it's a little bulkier. You're not throwing it in your pocket. I understand that, but we've seen Switches fall and the Joy-Cons just grenade off the thing, and so I mean, that's the other thing too, is like I hear people saying, oh, it's not going to switch any longer. Like I just don't care. Like I don't. It doesn't.
They have a 2DS that plays 3DS games.
Well, can we touch on that? Not to beat a dead horse. I'm sure every Nintendo show in the world talked about this, but I've seen a lot of hate for the Switch Lite. Oh, it doesn't switch. Oh, it's not that much cheaper, right? You don't have to buy this.
No.
There is still the regular Switch. They're not stopping production of the regular Switch.
In fact, they made it better.
Right. So you don't have to buy this. If you feel that way about this, clearly it's not for you, and that's okay, because Nintendo's giving us options. They're not taking options away. They're giving more people options to play games, which will only help you as a gamer, because now EA maybe will change their opinion, but we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. But I want to springboard off what you said. So the new and improved Switch model that we just kind of mentioned has a longer battery life. I didn't know it was coming out this soon, but it is rolling out. It's out in the wild. I haven't been to. I was at Best Buy today, and I didn't look that closely to see if there's any out. But
I've been looking, and I have not seen any yet.
I heard the end of this month for the US.
but there's some out there, because I know that like Wood Beat 'em Ups on YouTube, he has been tweeting out like his GameStop loves him, I guess, and they had a note on his that was like save for Wood, and it was he was tweeting about how he was playing Fire Emblem and stuff last night for multiple hours, and he wasn't even like getting close to the bottom of his battery, playing handheld. So they are out there. Keep your eyes out. It's a very different looking box. It's red, kind of all over. So make sure, if you are in the market for a Switch, if you're listening to this and you need another one, or you don't have a Switch, or you want to, like, whatever, it's out there, but make sure you're getting the right one. I'm sure we'll see, if you don't care about battery life and you play docked, I'm sure we might see them trying to liquidate some of those old models here. So keep your eyes peeled, maybe, for a good deal if you don't care about handheld. But yeah,
you'll get 2 pre-owned games at GameStop. That's what will happen. You'll get two free pre-owned games. But there won't be any Madden in those free games, not like the other systems.
No. Well, you're jumping ahead a little bit more. We'll go through these.
I was trying to segue. I was trying. I don't have the notes in front of me.
But I want to talk. I do want to talk a little bit about Smash. But real quick, Splatoon 5.0 update is out. Patch notes are in the show notes here. All the shifty stations are available to play in private matches, and I think there's a replica. We talked about that earlier. The replica Splatoon or Splatfest T, I think, is available with that. So that's out. I think I've updated. I haven't checked it out yet, though. And more importantly, last week we got we knew it was coming. We were told that we were going to have some information. I wasn't anticipating it coming out that night, but Smash 4.0 update has dropped as of, I think it was Tuesday last week, Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it was Tuesday. And Hero is out along with.
Yeah. And I just want to stop and thank everybody, because I couldn't have made it into the game without all of you. You know, having your hero in the game, I know this means more to you guys than it does to me, in all honesty. So, you only have yourself to thank for this. Okay, go ahead, Crawler. Go ahead, Crawler.
So Hero and a new stage, and I think like 9 music tracks. So Hero is modeled after 4 different characters from the Dragon Quest series.
I saw DDD was also one of the heroes. Is that true?
It kind of makes me interested to check out 11 a little bit.
Is DDD one of the heroes? That's what Patrick Murphy put he was trying to fool me again, apparently.
There's some heated debate, I think, about Hero a little bit, about RNG and how that factors in, and if he's going to be tournament legal. Evo was this past weekend, so the patch came out too late for it to be tournament legal. But yeah, we'll get to Evo here in a second. There is a tournament mode that Nintendo determines the rules for that, and it can be 4-person, it can be single person, it can be items on, it can be items off. It shuffles around, so I guess keep your eyes peeled on that if you want to partake. We've had a few people in Discord play on launch night, I think, and post some results. So it's there. It can be single player. It can be kind of more the competitive rule set.
But it's randomized.
Yeah. So they took
as Hero.
They took a step. Hopefully they'll give us control to make our own. When that came out, I was watching it first thing Tuesday morning in bed, when I was just waking up, and I was like, I think I made an audible noise like, yes, we can do our own tournament, and it's going to be super easy, and we don't have to go through like Smash.gg if we're doing it just in Discord and something low key. And then Nintendo's like, oh, we determine the rules and it's online and we matchmake you. And I was like, no, like, they're so close, and they can just give us the tools. Let us do it.
Cryptic says, if Game & Watch can randomly kill at 30% with his 1 through 9 hammer, then Hero should be legal. Sometimes 9 doesn't kill, though, right, Crawler?
I was gonna say 9 doesn't kill all the time, or you get really excited and you bang your desk and you disconnect. So, and then Josh debated whether or not I would have killed him with the 9. I killed him with the 9, but I disconnected.
We just debated it just now. I just said it didn't.
Yeah. But so that's Smash 4.0 update. Corrin did get some buffs.
Yeah, she has recovery.
Yeah, recovery's a lot better.
Yeah.
Ivysaur got nerfed. Charizard got buffed. There's a whole list you can go look through. Mewtwo, I think, got a little bit better. but there's I think some back and forth with whether or not it's better or not. And then
Did Mario get better?
there was something to all characters with stuff. But the show notes I have, the patch notes are very hard to find.
Of course.
But I have a link in the show notes here, so if you want to find that, it's also pinned in the Discord under Smash. It should be the last pin on there. So if you don't want to go dig through the show notes, it's in Discord under Smash. Just check the pins and you'll find it. Nintendo likes to bury that in their support page for some reason and not put it on the Smash page. They just do the bullet notes that are really bad and
it's a game.
tell you anything.
It's a game to find. It's like hide and seek.
Yeah. Hide and seek. I just wait for Game Explain or Nintendo Life or somebody to go, because I was even in the support page on Tuesday night. I was typing it in and I could not find. I really couldn't. So
did you ever win hide and seek as a kid?
Sometimes. I was a better hider than a seeker.
That's what I figured.
But we talked about Evo real quick, and I want to go back there. Evo finished up this weekend. It was the largest Smash turnout of any S tier or any organized Smash tournament. It was, I think, over 3,500 entrants. It was very large. It was in Vegas this last weekend. There was tons of other fighting games that were featured there. So lots going on. But Smash, I don't know if this was the first time, but it was the headline. It was the main event. It was the thing that closed out the show on Sunday night, and I don't think it disappointed at all. I thought it was a really, really well put on top 8. They moved it along really quickly. I believe winners finals, losers finals, and grands were the only best of 5. So it moved, like, compared to our experience at Genesis, which was slow.
Oh man.
It was so slow, but this it moved. It helped.
Later.
It helped that MKLeo was in losers and just steamrolled through. I think he 3-0'd almost or 2-0'd almost everybody going through. So Leo kind of sped it up a little bit, and then the winner side was fairly quick. It was a movie. It moved. I think it was like maybe 3 hours. I think for top 8, it was really quick. I know Josh watched it. Eric, did you see any of it or see any?
I saw some highlights of it, which, I mean, their play on there is just redonkulous. Like, I can't even aspire to spar with these guys, you know? Like, they're just...
And Coney and Senpai had, like, some really good commentary the whole time.
She killed it, dude. She did.
Yeah.
When I turned it on and I heard it was Senpai, I was like, yes. I love Coney too, of course, but, like, really, like, we met Senpai, we hung out with her a little bit at Genesis. Like, yeah, she's rad. It was super good to hear her on there.
So the kind of twist to the end of the night was Tweak came through winners and was playing Pokemon Trainer, and Leo was steamrolling through loser side, playing Joker, and they met in grands, and Tweak was looking awesome the first 2 games. He was handling Joker pretty well. They got to the final, what could have been the final game, and Tweak had him down to input. He just needed, like, an up tilt or a side tilt, like anything. Joker was dead in the water with any of Ivysaur's moves, pretty much. Or even a Fire Blitz. If he could have thrown out a random Fire Blitz with Charizard, it could have been over.
Yeah, he missed the read when he got back up, right?
Yes, he was changing Pokemon a little recklessly, from what I've heard from some Pokemon trainers. I don't know how much Tweak has been playing Pokemon Trainer. I mean, enough, but I think he's most comfortable with Wario, but for some reason Japan picked up Wario and he wasn't playing Wario a whole lot. I don't know.
Yeah.
But his Pokemon Trainer looked really good, and it'll be interesting to see maybe if he changes here with the 4.0 update with characters being balanced a little bit differently. But Tweak was there. He had it. It was going to be a 3-0 grands. Just he was going to stomp it, and Leo came back and 3-0 reversed him and sent it into reset, and then just kept that momentum going and 3-0'd in the reset. And Leo took it just back from the very, very brink all the way back. It was
Wild.
It was incredible to watch.
Yeah, bonkers. Bonkers. Yeah. So congrats, like chat saying congrats to MK Leo. It was good stuff. It was good stuff.
And what was good is the global PR had just came out, and Leo was 1, Tweak was 2. It was kind of just a head to head of the top of the player rankings, and they lived up to those rankings that they were awarded.
Yeah, it was good stuff. It's good stuff. Is that it for the news?
We can touch real quick. Nintendo's doing game trials, which I think you have to be a Nintendo Online subscriber to get this. I think it's like a 2-week window right now. We're in it right now. Mario Aces. You can download the entire game and play it if you have Nintendo Online. And then if you would like to purchase it, I believe it's 30 to 33% off, something like that. And then you can own it. And I'm assuming they might be rotating games, so this is maybe close to. I mean, it's not quite on par with like PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live giving you a free game, but at least this is it's better than a demo, I would say. So I mean, you can experience the whole game if you have 2 weeks. The adventure mode in Aces is not easy, but it's pretty fun. It can be challenging in some aspects. But yeah, I think they definitely are trying to revitalize that game a little bit. I threw that in this week to just play and get the new character. There was no new character. I think they've maybe saturated that fully with their monthly character release. There is some palette swaps for Koopa Troopa, I think. But the online tournament is fairly weak now. It's I had won last month, so I don't know if it was just for this month, but I was starting in semifinals. So for me to win a tournament, it's only 2 games. It's really short now for the online tournament. I think they just have player base problems a little bit, so they're trying to maybe beef that up a little bit. But so maybe we'll get some more games in the future, Mario Aces right now, but who knows?
I have to mention this. Yesterday I got back to streaming, okay? And Mr. Addy is a regular in chat, right? And his name is like Addy Chuck or Addy. It's Chewbacca's dad from the Star Wars holiday special, right? Like, I mean, this is like it's
deep cut.
Yeah, deep cut, exactly. And so, but his family watches the stream with his kids, and I always say when I'm trying to be a level that's hard, like I believe, right? He made a level called Josh Says I Believe, right? That's what the level, he's 6. He made this level. And immediately I'm like not really paying attention. I walk right off the edge and die. And apparently he just died laughing. He was watching live when it happened. He just dies. He dies laughing, right? Well, it spells I believe in coins when you go through this stage. And then there was a few little tricks. I had to kill 3 Bowsers in order to get the key, things like that. Super cool. Like I've been having, like, Mario Maker is a ton of fun just connecting with the community that way. Like, it's so much fun. So that's not the first time I've played some of their kids' levels, and I believe even some other people are like, "Hey, my kid made this level, will you check it out?" And then every time I die, they type in chat, "Oh, they're cracking up right now." I'm like, "Oh, good, that's great. That's good. This is great." So, but it is a ton of fun. But are we getting into Fire Emblem now? Is it time?
Yeah,
it's time.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Here we go!
Okay, Fire Emblem. Man, I wanted to play it. I did. I almost delayed my vacation a day so I would have it with me, and then I didn't.
That would have been the perfect vacation game too.
I know. And I mean, I had pre-ordered it with my Gamer Club unlocked, so I had it at a discounted price.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't pick it up in time.
They love you at your Best Buy. You should have just called the manager and they would have helped.
They would have. Yeah, Alicia's good to me, but yeah, no, I didn't. And so, GameStop, like I said earlier, I don't know where it is. It's not here yet, making me sad.
Somewhere.
So I purchased the full expansion and digital game today.
Oh, you got the digital bonus with the $80 one. I do want to pick up the season pass.
I don't think Josh needs the season pass. That's more content. There's no way he gets through it.
I don't think he's gonna get through it either. But
there's no way.
Hold my beer.
I'll hold all your copies.
I was gonna
There's
say-
no way you're doing it.
Hold my
That's
hold my
not gonna
brew.
come out until like the big expansion. I don't think is coming out until after Christmas. I think.
I don't know. It was the top of the list. I didn't feel like going through the list.
Yeah.
That's just why I got it. Okay. If I'm gonna be
There
honest.
you go, companies. If you want to sell the more expensive version, just get it to the top.
Oh wow.
Laziness over cost.
I'll let you start hate.
So I talked to you guys about it last week. I said, or 2 weeks ago, I said, not normally my type of game. Never played a Fire Emblem. Not something I've ever gravitated towards in this style with tactical RPGs. I'm only 15 hours in now, which is not even scratching the surface, I'm coming to realize. But I can tell you, this game is getting more and more interested, and I'm caring more and more about each of the characters. I am playing on classic and normal difficulty. So normal's not been too bad. Classic, if anyone dies, they stay dead. I care about.
You just turn off your Switch and come back.
Yeah, I've invested too much effort and time into these students to let any of them die at this point. That's never going to happen.
This will be spoiler free, right? I just want to clarify. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, well, instead of turning off your Switch, there is a nice new feature that you can just rewind a little bit, and because they know people save scrub anyway, so
if
they
you're
just
playing on normal, you can retreat, and it will save all the experience and stuff you gained from the battle, but you won't be penalized. So you can do that safely. Which is kind of cheap, but if you're trying to level up, or if you didn't level up enough and you're at a point where you're stuck, you can do that to grind and level yourself up. Probably not the most efficient way to do it, but it'll work in a pinch. So there's a lot of dialogue, ton of dialogue, but we don't have to touch too much on that because I think the story is pretty engaging. But
what side are you playing?
Oh, I went with the Black Eagles.
Okay.
So Edelgard's my.
I am intrigued because I'm invested in my students. I'm playing on Blue Lions, and it makes me kind of want to get through it so I can go see the other side. And I'll probably get faster and faster as I go through and care less about. Like I saw somebody post on Twitter this weekend that they had recruited every single possible recruitable character, because you can't recruit like the 3 leaders you can't recruit, and then 2 of the houses have like stewards of their leader that won't I believe is Dedu for my house, and
Hubert.
I think for your house. So you can't recruit five total characters, but teachers and other NPCs, like what would be NPCs, become recruitable based on character relationships that you build. And so I saw that on Twitter, and now I want to make that my goal. Like, even if I'm not going to play with them, I just want to recruit everybody.
The nice thing about that too is if you do that one time, I don't think you have to worry about, because some of these non-essential characters, these students, I don't think their story is going to change much through each progression. So if you do the story 3 times, which I'm really intrigued to do, because like your leader, without getting spoilers, I see things in him. He's too much of a goody two shoes. I know he's going to take a turn, right? Like the writing's on the wall.
I've seen a clip from the time jump that makes me feel like something dark happens to him a little bit.
Well, and they're not really foreshadowing it, but it's pretty obvious, right? So I'm intrigued. Like, I heard it takes about 60 to 70 hours to play through one house, and
I think that's if you do like everything, but yes,
so
it does
for
take a while.
Playthrough, it'll probably be that long.
Because Mel beat it in 15 minutes.
No, she didn't beat it in 15 minutes. Well, and then there's a secret 4th playthrough that I won't get into spoilers of, but there is a secret 4th playthrough. So
Interesting.
The game has a lot of depth. There's more story content coming, but I have something I found out that maybe no one else knows, so check me out and watch everyone else know it, and that's gonna make me look stupid. The little character at the bottom loading screen?
I saw this on Super Nintendo's
Dang it.
tweet. I didn't know how to
That's the only motion controls in the game.
That is. He had tweeted that you could make the character jump.
Yeah.
I did not and I would always kind of put my controller down when that loading screen happens. But then I'd saw it one time on the opposite side of the screen. I'm like, how did that happen? And so I started playing around with my controller. I do tilt my controller now a little bit on the loading screen.
I always have, my controller in my hand on my couch, and it's usually tilted. So mine's just been scrolling across, and I was like, oh, they didn't code this very well, because I thought the character was supposed to run all the way across for the loading. I'm like, oh, they did a poor job. I thought oh, this one's loading really slow, right? Well, no, that's motion control. So I thought that was a completely worthless but neat little touch.
You can jump. You can jump, and you can run with motion controls. Yep.
So I have one minor complaint. If I got the Switch Lite, I wouldn't be able to read anything on the screen because the text is far too small.
I've heard that. Have you played handheld?
I did, and I have good vision, and so I could read it, but I can see how after about 4 hours of that, I would be straining a little bit to read it because it's small.
And sometimes you can spend 4 hours before you even get back to a battle. So
yeah, absolutely. And the other thing that I need to caution Josh and other people. So I told everyone who was
don't caution me now. I've already spent.
Yeah, it's too late. You're fully invested.
$180.
Well, what I want to tell people, it's something that I'm learning, and like I said, I'm not very far in this game yet, but I'm enjoying it a lot. I don't know a lot of what I'm doing still. There's so much management that you can do that maybe you don't need to do that I don't understand still. This is one of those games I wish I had one of those thick strategy guides right next to me so I could look stuff up. For instance, the shield. Do you want to give every character in the game a shield? I have to imagine the answer is no, but I can't see I don't know anything that adding weight to your character changes. I can't find any literature about that.
There's stats and stuff that are buried all sorts of different spots in this game.
Next to the Smash show notes or the patch notes.
I've had IGN open a little bit with their wiki, mainly just for gifts and lost items a little bit. I did talk to somebody today that's been playing it, and I guess if you try to give somebody a lost item that doesn't belong to them, you don't get penalized or anything. I was worried that it would go away, but they're just oh, that's not mine. And they just let you walk away from it.
Oh, good.
The gifts, if you try to give somebody a gift, they have things that they like and they have things that they don't like. And then I guess they're indifferent to everything else. So, but if you do give them a gift that they don't like, then that gift is gone if you give it to them. But so I've kind of been using that a little bit for just the relationship building.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I've kind of been fumbling my way through. They make it fairly straightforward on the basics of it all.
Right.
If you have a Lance Rider and you want them to level up, you want Lance to be C to B and B to A. You get grades for that, and they progress their stuff. There are different things that you can do. I think the biggest thing that you have to do is the character you play as canonically is called Byleth. And
male or female.
Correct. That's true Fire Emblem lore, right? Either are. But you want to rank them up in different things so that you can go recruit other characters if you choose to. You can play through with just your characters and that's it. But there are characters within the school, the Fire Emblem Hogwarts, that you can go recruit, and you'll kind of start having relationships build just based on other activities or just finding those lost items. And there's one character, I won't give it away, but if you played the game, if you're playing a female Byleth and you're not in his house, you can go talk to him right at the beginning of the game, and if you're female, he will join your house. But
yes,
yeah. So
chat says weight affects attack speed.
Weight affects attack speed. Okay, but it doesn't indicate that it does, so that's good to know. Because
Yeah, the menus
show
don't
you.
explain a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like I am a Fire Emblem noob. I think you are as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it does hold your hand enough, but there are those hidden things to us that is, I guess, understood to series regulars of this genre or this series that they just understand. There is a rock paper scissors kind of game going on as well, like lance beats sword beats axe, or something like that. And then I know archers take down flying units a lot better, and there's all sorts of stuff that's buried in there that you can learn and start to anticipate. But
yeah, so and each of the houses have kind of their specialty. So I went with Black Eagles primarily because they're the magic users, which I like less than the rest of the characters. So maybe I chose poorly for my taste. I don't know. I thought that magic would be something I enjoyed more.
They can be strong if you level it once.
I'm sure they'll get there, and that's something too. So like in battle, I'm trying to. So like my Edelgard is by far leveling up faster than anyone else. Like she's almost level 20, and I've got people who are still barely level 5 because she's always on the front line and she kills everyone before anyone can touch anyone in battle. So I'm trying to compensate.
I say that's on you a little bit,
right? It absolutely is.
And so I've kind of made it a goal. Like I'm at a point right now where I can advance the story if I want to, but I've hit a spot where if I want to grind it out, I can, which I can earn money and I can earn experience and proficiency with my characters. And I've also taking Byleth and Dimitri, my house leader, out of the fights and trying to level up some of the other people. And I took a chance on doing something where I took even some of my other higher level characters out to put more in, and I went into an animal fight, which is a tough fight where they have multiple health bars, and I had to quit my game. I was like, I'm gonna lose too many people doing this, so I quit. And I'll definitely go back in with some of my more stronger characters, because there's some that I can just put out there, and their speed and their evasiveness is just so high, and their counterattacks are so strong that I can just put them out there to tank stuff, even if they're not designed as a tank. And it gives that window, and that's what you kind of that balance you need to play with is your weaker characters need to be within striking distance to take advantage of if those counterattacks happen and they don't leave a character dead. You land that final blow and you get more of that bonus XP.
Right.
And then also if you can swing it, whereas they're getting the most kills and they get that MVP at the end, then you're going to get your morale boost as well, which saves you having to take them out to dinner to boost their morale to be able to teach them stuff.
Or give them gifts. And that's another thing. Don't just give someone gifts if they're happy with you and motivated. Wait till a good time to give them gifts. Otherwise, you're wasting it. Because everything you're doing is trying to create motivation for them so you can teach them in class.
Yeah.
Which all of this doesn't sound fun when I say it out loud. None of it. Like, if I were Josh listening to us nerd out on this, I wouldn't want to play this. And I've
already been on Twitter like 4 times during this conversation.
So
I don't get it, but it's.
I want to ask your opinion, Hate, on what you think would be the best approach for Josh, because I think there is an option if you don't want to dive deeply into that and you don't care about recruiting. It depends on Josh how much he's going to explore, and I think the monastery is pretty cool to explore.
I do. Yeah.
After you unlock it all, it kind of becomes tedious sometimes going in and out of. There's like
you can fast travel.
You can.
And the loading's like very quick. I was very surprised.
Coming out of places, have you tried to go to the main part of the church after coming out of the upstairs and the doors don't open?
Oh yeah.
You just sit there because it's buffering a little bit. But
as long as this game's similar to Skyrim, I'm gonna love it.
No.
Not
at all.
Not at all. Nothing like that.
So I mean, you've played Fire Emblem in the past, yes? You have Fates or
on mobile?
Awakening
all the time. On mobile all the time.
I know you played
every
on
mobile.
Day.
Yeah.
So I mean, I did boot up the mobile game Heroes a little bit, I mean, it's a very dumbed down version, but it is Fire Emblem. I mean, you're moving and on a grid and you're attacking. It's not as strategic because you just have the one attack, but it's a good game of advanced chess. I mean, that's kind of what these tactics games are.
Can we circle back, because you were about to ask how Josh should approach it?
I think he should maybe tackle auto teach. I mean, just let it do it.
I think he should do that for a while. So what I think is going to happen, Josh, is the game's going to start off boring for you. It's just going to. So whatever you can do to speed things up, because eventually the story does get really interesting, at least in my opinion. Maybe it's different with each house. Maybe my house just wasn't very interesting for the first.
No, yeah, I think it's like 3 to 4 hours. You do a training battle at the very beginning, you do two kind of battles. You do like a instruction battle at the very beginning that shows you kind of the basics of it. And then fairly early on in the campaign, you do a mock battle, which doesn't penalize you if people die if you're playing on Classic.
Right.
But after that, you have a lot of monastery to explore. You have a lot of character talking and relationship building and that kind of stuff, teaching and spending your instructor points. And I think, Josh is going to want to. That's where he's going to fall off if he falls off. I think if you can get the hooks through that. Because once you get through that, then the explorer at the monastery becomes faster and easier because you kind of know what to look for. You pull up the map that takes up half your screen and you can see people you need to talk to. I'm the kind of person that I go clear every speech bubble on.
I know, I've been doing that too
on my monastery runs. If you want to work on advancing your teacher professor level, then you can go spend an hour or two fishing if you want to. And
you want to, because the better professor you are, the more
points you get, the more you can learn, the more you can teach, the more you can
So I don't know, Josh. I'm not going to try to pretend that you're an incapable gamer. I think you're more than capable of enjoying whatever game you want. But knowing, I mean, I think you'll really dig the actual gameplay. I just know early on the gameplay comes few and far between.
The battles are fun.
Yeah, the battles are a ton of fun. I really enjoyed it. I liked it better than normal turn-based, like Octopath style, because there's not only is it turn-based and you have to consider what attacks you're going to use and what their counter is going to be and all that. Now you also have to look at the positions on the board, and you don't want to run too far into battle because now after you kill this one guy, those 4 guys are going to attack you, right? So you really have to play the field, and man, that's a ton of fun. I wish that they patched the game so we could do online battles, because I think that we could spend hours playing that like Stratego, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't play Mario. You can't play Mario Party because that'll take too long. Can you imagine how long this would take?
So, chat saying I need to try Fire Emblem Awakening. I've tried it twice. I've got stuck both times because I didn't read enough to see how to even unlock doors. So I'm throwing that out there. But I loved Mario plus Rabbids, right? And I know that's not entirely the same, but there's a few similarities.
Yeah.
My favorite Sega Genesis game is called General Chaos. It is the same style of game, just dumbed way down. You played as, I don't know if you guys have ever played this game. Go watch a YouTube video of it. It was comical.
General Chaos.
General Chaos. Yeah, it's one of the more expensive Genesis titles out there. Not ridiculous, but like probably $40 to $50 if you were to find it, maybe even higher. And what it is you have 5 different army units of some military units of some kind, and it was like, if your guy threw grenades, then you had distance over the guy with the machine gun that didn't. So you would, and you'd have to try to cross
That's
water.
Not how that works. You can definitely shoot a machine gun further than a grenade throw.
I know, but in that game, that's how it works. They were a short distance. I think one guy had a shotgun. There was a flamethrower, but if like it was very comical. Like if the flamethrower guy ran through the creek, he would come out and shoot bubbles out of his so you'd lose your turn to attack. But then if you got close enough and you hit somebody with the flamethrower, literally just like their lower midsection was the only thing that was burning, and they would look at the screen and blink. And 16-bit graphics back then, like it was just like I remember just laughing at this game.
So it was very self-aware.
It was hilarious. Like I really really enjoyed it, and so I like that style of play. So I'm not super worried about that. My only concern, I'm actually fairly certain I'm going to love the game. What's going to be the deal breaker is, can I find enough time to invest what I need to into this game? I think that's all it's going to boil down to, right? That's really what it is. And so if it's a game I stream a lot, then I'll get the time into it.
I don't know if this is a good stream game for you though.
And that could be the case, but it may be kind of thing that I'm like, hey, chat, just help me so that we can, move along, and maybe that'll be good. So
yeah,
we'll just have to see.
And it's it's one of those games. If you're only picking it up once every 2 weeks, you're gonna be forgetting the names of everyone, and it won't be. You'll never complete it at that rate. So you're 100% right.
That's why I started Fire Emblem Awakening twice, because I couldn't remember any of the controls or anything. And then when I started it the second time, I think I was like, oh, I remember this, and I clicked past it. And then I got to a part where I had to get a key or something to be able to open some doors, and I couldn't get them. So because of that, there was nothing I could do. And I'm like, I think I could have put the game on auto, and maybe it would have completed the section for me. But at that point, I just was like frustrated and stopped playing. So
fair. That's fair.
Yeah. All right. We'll put a bow on this thing. Overall, though, you guys would recommend it pretty much like.
I'm 30 hours in. I'm loving it.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm not quite that far, but this looks to be a game I plan on completing.
Game of the year?
Saying a lot. Right now, it's probably my Switch game of the year, easy. I mean, not a lot's come out this year. Game of the year is going to be really tough to say, right? We got Gears coming out. We've got all sorts of stuff coming out. Link's Awakening, Luigi's Mansion, I'm hoping is great.
Astral Chain looks really good coming out.
Yeah.
Damon X. We're about to hit a gauntlet of. I mean,
RPG of the year. Very, very plausible. Very, very plausible. Like I think it's a super solid game, but like actual game of the year, such a crowded field these days. It's hard to say.
This is kind of a niche game to get game of the year as well, but I think it's opened it up to, especially myself and Hate, don't normally do it. So I'm enjoying it, and I'm intrigued, and it makes me want to kind of go back and play Fire Emblem Warriors a little bit more, and just some more stuff within the franchise. Just dive back in.
Totally. And if you've never played, much like we haven't, it's completely standalone. You're not going to be lost from a story standpoint. You may be missing pieces of information like we are on. We don't know what stats do X, right? But story-wise, you're jumping into a brand new story, just like the hardcore fans. So don't be afraid from that regard. Cool.
All right. I think the one last thing that I wanted to mention that just completely slipped my mind just now, so I don't remember what that thing was at all.
Was it Happy Birthday Game Boy?
It was Happy Birthday Game Boy. Yeah. No, I don't. It literally just slipped my mind. So
all right,
let's wrap it up. Okay, Eric, where can we find you?
You will find me in Discord. Come hang out with us. We've got 16 million people in there. I'm just kidding. It's not that many, but there's a lot. And everyone gets along fairly well, and everyone's pretty nice, and genuinely best internet community I've ever been around. So n64josh.com/discord. I am Hate0. You'll see me on Twitter. Hit me up on Xbox, Nintendo, whatever.
Crawler, where about can we find you? Crawler, where can we find you?
Crawler.
Same place as Hate. I'm in the Discord. We're hanging out. We're talking Fire Emblem. We're talking Marvel Ultimate Alliance and all sorts of stuff. I'm sure, like we said, there's so many games coming out. It's just going to be a Astral Chain, all sorts of conversations going on. But main chat is always moving, so come say hi. And then occasionally on Twitter and Twitch, Nightcrawler724, Nightcrawlers without the E.
Cool. Guys, you can follow me at N64Josh, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the places. It's at N64Josh. Go check out my new music project, Until Today, on SoundCloud. It's everywhere as well. Instagram, Twitter, all the places. Same thing, Until Today. Remember that stream on Sunday. Come hang out. It's going to be a good time. We're going to raise some money for a family that needs it so that they either A, hopefully don't have to go bankrupt, or B, sell their current house. It's just, it's just kind of it's just a bad situation overall. So hopefully we can come together and do some good. It'd be awesome. You can follow the show at NPowercast. If you want to get yourself a free book from Audible, audibletrial.com/NPC. Chair I'm sitting in from OPC, N64Josh.com/OPC. Automatically saves you $10 at checkout. They got new models of chairs. They look really clean. Go check them out. Good stuff. I am cutting this show back as of right now to like one a week, right? But like I said, if I'm like at least 4 days a week, I'm gonna be doing these daily like Nintendo news minutes on my YouTube channel. If I hear from a handful of you guys that you are like, hey, just make this a podcast, I could probably quickly do that. So you guys just have to let me know. There won't be show notes for it every time. I'm not gonna make a new thumbnail specific. Like I'll make a thumbnail, but anyway, I want to keep it low key. But if you guys are wanting something like that, I need to hear from you on it. They're short. They're like 10 minutes. It's just a little 10-minute news blurb of what's happening each day. So let me know. Thank you so much for listening. Appreciate you guys. Hope you like this new format where we're going to kind of just spend a little more time discussing versus just talking about the news. Like just spend a little more time talking. I think it's going to be fun. So thanks for listening. Love you guys. Bye now.